Letitia James is on the brink of being overturned by an appeals court.
He's called me venomous.
We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City.
Does not look good for her at this point. We have some of the video of that courtroom in the appeals court. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel, and you're at the right place. I hope you'll subscribe. Watch this.
A New York appeals court judge is now pushing back hard against Letitia James.
You hear underneath all these questions, the question of mission creep. Has 6312 morphed into something that it was not meant to do?
6312 is what Letitia James tried to use against Trump, which was clearly not supposed to be used in that way because it overly punishes business. And now New York is worried the appeals court is smacking them down.
All of the defendants repeatedly violated.
Ms. Vail, can you identify any previous case?
So this is someone arguing before the court, trying to bring up previous cases, and the judges are saying none of those apply. Nothing is like this. This is out of the ordinary. What Letitia James did is completely out of the ordinary.
And it was using...
I'm sorry, but what's being described sounds an awful lot like a potential commercial dispute between private actors.
Yeah, so if it's between two parties and both parties are happy with the business negotiation, which happened with Trump and the banks, this it starts to reveal that Letitia James did something purely political.
You should not be afraid, not be fearful of Donald Trump. We should take him down. We should sue him all the way to bankruptcy. We should investigate his business interests. We should investigate his business holdings. We should investigate whether or not why he was once in debt and now in a position to purchase all of this property.
The Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, who reportedly is worth $15 million despite making less than $200,000 a year in her job. How did that happen?
Judge Engeron, purely political.
One source even sent us a video saying that Arthur Engeron creeps girls out in an Equinox gym in Long Island. At the end of the clip, the woman is visibly annoyed by the judge and tells him to back off, gesturing with her hands.
I mean, you've got two really sophisticated parties in which no one lost any money. Every case that you cite involved where there was damage to consumers, damage to the marketplace. You've got a scheme to get unsophisticated consumers to take out home loans. You got a collapse of Lehman Brothers. You don't have anything like that here.
And that's something you must address, because there has to be some limitation on what the Attorney General can do in interfering in these private transactions, as Justice Friedman said, that where people don't claim harm. So what is the limiting principle?
They're looking for how to limit what the justice system does, just to make sure that it's all on the up and up. And they're saying this thing stinks. It is not going to work. All of the cases she brought up did not apply, that she was trying to say, no, this is normal practice. It didn't work.
We know his days are numbered and we will come together.
The immense penalty in this case is troubling. So how do you tether the amount that was assessed by Supreme Court to the harm that was caused here, where the parties left these transactions happy about how things went down?
I know how to tether that extreme and troubling fine. It was made to punish Trump because he decided to run for president. That's what it looks like. Here's the New York Post. Appeals court judges shine light on Tish James's monstrously stretched case against Trump. Consumer protection law is designed to protect the public from unscrupulous business schemes. It was never intended to make state bureaucrats the arbiter of every transaction between private parties, which would be Trump and the banks, much less sophisticated financial actors. That was the distinct message that arose out of last week's appeals court hearing in the State Attorney General Letitia James's unabashedly politicized civil fraud case against Donald Trump. As readers will recall, Judge Arthur Engeron, an elected Democrat hack in a robe, ordered the former president to pay nearly $500 million in fraud damages despite the total absence of fraud victims. Where are the people that are harmed in this? No one came forward, which is what usually happens when they have to see one of these court cases. There's damages or someone got wronged. None of them complained. Letitia James may edge out her fellow progressive Democratic Trump tormentor, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, for what might be called the Lavrentiy Beria Award named for Stalin's most notorious Soviet secret police chief, who coined the phrase, quote, "show me the man and I'll show you the crime," unquote. That's something that went around the Stalin regime because they knew they could come up with any crime if they could find the person they wanted to persecute and prosecute. I'm Doug in Exile.